Broadcasting live from upstate New York, a technology talk show that puts you and your questions first. It's Tech Talk Live.
You're live from upstate New York. I'm Flipper.
And I'm JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on?
Not much. What's going on with you, brother? Good to have you back.
Oh, long time no see.
Long time no see. What? One week, right?
After a week vacation, that was nice.
Yeah. How was the week vacation? Did you enjoy the show last week?
I did enjoy the show last week.
Great. I really had fun having Peter on and David, and that was and our special guest there, Mr. Tim Levin, the author there. It was a very fun show.
It was. And of course, I loved the intro.
Oh, did you like the intro?
Loved it.
It took me quite a few hours to get it that far.
Nice.
So anyway, we're Tech Talk Live, a live computer talk show here in upstate New York. We broadcast live on fingerlakes1.tv or fingerlakes1.com. You can go check us out. Or if you want to check us out on the web, you can check us out at our new website. It's ttlny.com.
Right.
Give us a call if you want to get your computer questions in at
315-220-0692.
Or you can email us at
techtalkliveny@gmail.com. Reach out to us on Facebook. And like us.
Like us. Yes.
Very good.
Like us.
Very good. Hey, we need to get our other monitor on, so
Oh, that's right. Jeez, that's what I forgot. I'm sorry.
we look at our silly faces as we broadcast live.
Oh, yeah, as we broadcast live, we're going. There you go. Is that better now? You can see.
Hey, there we are. What a sight.
What a sight to see.
Right? Excuse me.
If you didn't get a chance to check out the Digital Babble list last week, you're on there.
I did get a chance to see it.
It was kind of
I
fun.
like my green eyes, so.
Did you?
I did.
Well, I like your blue eyes, so.
Like my blue eyes?
Yeah.
Aw, that's
Oh,
nice.
I know. You're just so cute. Anyhow, we got lots to talk about. I'm trying to get organized here. I'm still trying to... got behind there for a second, so let's talk about this week. Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Yes.
If you're looking for a
Lot of mutters.
lot of mothers, a lot of brothers from other mothers. There's a lot of interesting Mother's Day gifts that you could do for your mother, techie gifts.
Techie gifts.
Which I thought was kind of fun, and I thought we'd talk a little bit about them and maybe just to see where we ended up. So,
all right.
One of my favorite, and this is one of my favorite ideas for Mother's Day, is custom iPhone or Android smartphone covers. You know, the covers that you can get for the Snap-on backs and stuff?
Yes, you could get them at your local Walmart, I think, right?
You can get you get pretty ones just at Walmart, but then you also have online printers that will actually print whatever you design in Photoshop or a photo or whatever and make a custom cover for whatever version of the phone you got.
Nice.
So like
So
say
you can put your own picture on it? Or
right. So if you want to, maybe you have your whole family, like the whole family, like a family portrait.
Right.
You could put it sideways, turn it sideways, and then print it on the back cover and then give the cover to your mom. I mean, they range from $35 to $75 depending on what printer you go to. You can go out and look for it on Google or whatever. Custom iPhone covers.
Or you can put your favorite pet on there or something maybe?
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
definitely.
Nice.
You can put anything you want. So I was thinking if I ever had an iPhone or if I ever had an Android phone, I would put, Tech Talk on one side and then, put...
Yes,
put
you need
the
to step up the
digital
plate to, start get a smartphone here.
Yeah, okay.
An iPhone.
I no.
Or Droid.
You will be assimilated.
Or Droid.
No, but I thought that was a really neat gift, a really neat techie gift for kids or, a father, getting a mom, a neat little gift just to say, hey, I love you, appreciate you.
Or just
Lasts all year round.
Or just something simple, a nice handwritten gift. A little drawing, a card, handwritten.
That's true too. That works too. But this is Tech Talk Live, so we gotta go over the top. So, that was one of the big things that I really thought was fun was the custom phone covers, because then you could go take a picture of your family or your pet or whatever, or you could design something, do that whole hand done up like a drawing in Photoshop or in your favorite, and then it could just be the phone cover.
Right.
So, or you could scan in one of your favorite hand drawings.
There you go. That would work.
right?
Sorry,
So-
I got to turn down my technology here real quick.
Oh, okay. Turn it down then. Next on the list was the Kindle Fire, going tablet for mom. A lot of moms love to read, and loves.
Right.
And the Kindle Fire interface is really easy to work with and simple to work with.
And it's a Droid operating, similar to a Droid operating system.
Yes, it uses Droid.
Yep.
And you can it's a perfect techie gift for mom because it has a great user interface. It integrates into Amazon. It also allows you to rent books for free. So you can rent one, I think, a week or one a month or something. So you get a free book a month just to read out of their library. And it just has a lot of things. You can surf the net. You can get emails.
You check your Facebook.
You could do everything you need
Twitter,
to do right on
camera
on the Kindle.
Right.
So for $179, that ain't too bad if your mom's extra special for you.
It's probably one of the most inexpensive not tablets, but
It is a tablet.
iPad, or compared to an iPad is why that's where I'm going.
Yeah,
iPad,
iPad's running what?
or the Galaxy or something.
$400-$500.
Yeah, $499 ish.
Yeah, Androids can run somewhere between $250 and $500.
And the Galaxy's running about $350 probably.
The Surface is running anywhere between $399 and $600. So yeah, the Kindle Fire is definitely one of the less expensive models.
Right, especially if you're just going to use it to surf and.
Yeah, basic web surfing, email, basic stuff. You're not going to get too fancy.
Nope.
Especially, it's a great gift for that techie mom that's not so techie.
Mimi.
I think Mimi's more.
I got Mimi one. She loves it.
Does she?
Oh yeah, got her one for Christmas.
Yeah?
Absolutely loves it.
Nice.
So especially with the Android operating system on it. So
right, and you can watch movies. You can rent movies if you have an Amazon Prime account.
Correct.
You can rent movies, and it streams right to your device. So there's a lot of neat things to it. So.
Very good. What else you got on the list?
I have 3D printing.
Uh-oh. Big topic of conversation with the government in regards to 3D printing as well.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a minute. But 3D printing, we were... How do I put this? I was thinking about, back in the day when I was little. Can you imagine when I was little? I mean, kind of hard, right?
That was a long time ago.
I remember making my mom colored macaroni necklaces, for Mom's Day and stuff like that. 3D printing gives you that same ability again, but more techie. You could design rings, you can design necklaces, bracelets. And
you can design rigatoni's and push the string through.
Pretty much, you could. You could design rigatonis with raised or lowered letters.
Right.
So it's very possible to make something extra special in today's tech world through 3D printing. Anything your imagination could possibly imagine, you can go to Google SketchUp or some other CAD design program that does 3D CAD. You design each piece of it, then you upload it to a 3D printer. They calculate the cost of how much it costs for the print.
Correct.
And then you print and have those pieces shipped to you, and then you can build whatever you want for your mom.
That's awesome.
It is neat. I was going to...
So when are we going to buy one?
Well, okay, $3,000 later. Somebody wants to sponsor the show, sure, we'll do it.
Or just send us one and we'll review it for them.
There you go, right?
There you go. Play around with it a little bit,
That could be fun.
Right?
Your subscription to an online service has been a very popular one this year, and you got plenty of time to do it today because tomorrow's Mother's Day. You could get an online subscription to Hulu Plus or Amazon Prime. So you get $8 a month, so $80. You can give your mom a year's subscription
to go with that Kindle.
To go with the Kindle, or to go with their PC, and they can watch their shows that they want to watch, or they can rent movies or get books or whatever.
Or just go to Netflix, do the same thing.
Same thing. You can, you can do Netflix. But that whole idea of a year subscription for Mother's Day seems to be very big this year. So for techie gifts. So
nice.
Tablet mania. We were just talking about the Kindle Fire. Correct. A lot of people are buying tablets for their moms. Especially some of the older moms that aren't really techie or really computer savvy. Tablet seems to be the way to go to at least get them started on their journey to
technology, right?
So those are the big dings, the big dings.
The big dings going on in tech world.
Right. So Those are some great ideas for you and everybody out there, if you want to get your mom some technology, that's
Give us a call and let us know what you're buying your mom.
That'd be great. Yeah. So give us a call, 315-220-0692, and let us know what you're getting your mom via Techie.
Or if you need help setting up your technology to give to mom,
give us a call.
We'll help you.
Right. Or email us your questions at techtalkliveny@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to answer your questions online.
I even got Facebook up and running, so send us a question on Facebook if you want.
Great.
Cool. What else you got?
I don't know. What do you want to do next?
You said you had some information on that 3D printing there.
Yeah,
the big topic of conversation with the government. And
I didn't print the article, but I was reading it. There was the federal government basically is trying to curtail or stop people from building 3D printable guns because they're untraceable, they're not registered, and they're basically lethal.
So you can get them through metal detectors really easy.
Well, especially if you build them as plastic.
Right.
So that's one of the big problems with 3D printing is that things can be done very on the side.
Right.
You know, you don't have to register with somebody if you build a gun through 3D printing. So the problem comes into play is how do you control some type of black market like that? That could potentially be very bad for society, for police officers, for as a whole per se. I know the other side of the argument is I have every right to do whatever I want.
Right.
I suppose you do to a certain extent, but the question comes down to is why are you printing a 3D gun when you can go down to Walmart and buy a real gun? I mean,
cost effective.
Not really. Actually, it's about 4 times as expensive to build a 3D printing gun. So what the federal government has done is passed a minor legislation to go and have certain places that have 3D guns already built in piecemeal and have them take down all the different parts that are 3D printable so that people can't build their own 3D guns.
The people are going to want to do it. They're going to find a way.
I'm sure they will if they buy their own printer. If they buy their own printer and then already downloaded those designs,
right?
It's very possible. They had a design, I believe, on what is it called? I can't remember the name of the website. But there was one place that the federal government was targeting and having them remove the 3D designs of those guns because they had everything from, well, not everything, but quite a few different designs from a sniper rifle to a handgun to a cell phone gun. So it looks like you got a cell phone and you just go and you push a button and it fires a bolt.
There's a lot of those out there already.
Yep, but this one actually supposedly has a way to be completely concealed because you can actually put the cell phone pieces on the front side of it and it works like a cell phone.
This could be a gun, really.
Yeah, really.
It to be.
Yeah.
I mean, any criminal out there is going to find a way to
I know.
make something that maybe
but the question
once.
But I suppose the question comes down to is should they or shouldn't they be doing that? And 3D printing now is a technological advancement. Should it just be readily available for people to build their own guns that are undetectable by metal detectors?
Sure. Why not?
Well, elaborate.
I'm not a criminal. I would like to have a gun that I normally can't afford to build, buy off this, Walmart or wherever, the gun store. I invested in a nice 3D printer. I could go out and get the plans and build my, AK-47 or whatever it is.
That you decided you wanted, right?
Right, and I could add extra features I wanted on it, or...
I suppose there would be a point.
I mean, once you make the initial investment, over time, it's going to... probably pay off.
But then wouldn't you think that would also curtail into people making a black market or illegal gun sales?
Oh, I'm not right. If you're criminally wise, right?
Yeah.
But local Joe Blow citizen.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to think. I mean, why would the local Joe Blow citizen want to go 3D print a gun when it costs 3 to 4 times as much to print all the parts, then you have to build it? Versus going to a gun show or going to a whatever and buying that metal gun,
I'm thinking it's going to be more cost effective down the road, probably.
Think so?
Yeah.
No, it's not there yet.
No, not right now. No.
Yeah.
If you're spending $3,000-$4,000 for a printer, but.
I don't know.
If you want to build 10, 12 guns and you have the knowledge to build 10, 12 guns, at $800 a piece. You know what I mean? Now you get your savings.
Yeah, right. Well, that's
That
what
kind
I
of
mean.
thing,
I mean, it's probably gonna promote. I mean, that's the only thing I see with this is it's probably gonna promote more of a black market. Whether you want to say that you're not or you are,
It's going to happen either way.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the argument of, well, I'm just Citizen Joe Blow. You know, a lot of Citizen Joe Blows are inadvertently turning towards that thought process of, well, I could 3D. Think about it. If I could 3D print a gun,
Right.
okay, and build it, and then you come to me and say, oh, I'd love to have one of those. Oh, okay. Print it off, you build it.
Right, here you go.
Right, now you got it. Now you tell 5 other people, all of a sudden, I'm now a 3D printing gunsmith inadvertently, you know.
Ka-ching.
Yeah, well,
ka-ching,
ka-ching, yeah, right, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. You now kind of flopped from being, you know, normal everyday Joe Blow just wanting that one gun to
a distributor.
a distributor and a you know,
enabler.
Right, yeah. Do you see you see my point?
Right. Yeah.
You know, I you know, does the federal government have that right? I think I would want to say yes, because I would rather the people that I know.
Of course, I'm sure they're going to come up with new laws to counteract whatever laws.
I'm sure.
Anyway, and
Yeah,
technology is going to be like the topic of conversation because it's something new and scary. It's coming up. And
yeah. Well, I mean,
it's just technology. Come on, people.
Right, but you know,
Just use the laws you have on the book in order to get through this.
Well, I agree. If they would just use the laws that's on the books, we'd all be fine with this. But
Right.
I don't know. Just I think the only thing that does concern me about that, though, is the ability to conceal, super conceal. I mean, really. I mean, the only thing that would even be remotely metallic would be the bullet. You know, that would be in there.
And you don't even need a bullet, probably. Even
No, you could probably build a high impact plastic dart.
Right.
That would do enough damage to.
Just need a little gunpowder, probably, and some type of impact item, and you're good to go. Have a good day.
Yeah, that could be weird. How would you detect that? You know, I think that's the concern. I mean, I would concern for anybody. I mean, I have some police officer friends, and I have some normal everyday Joe Blow friends. You know, I mean, just I guess my concern would be is, you know, how do you keep everybody safe? You know, and you know, I don't know. It's just one of those things. You know, with technology, there's always something negative about something comes out. But do you just abolish it? No, you don't just abolish it. But, you know, you have to kind of figure out where you fall on that, you know?
Right. Yeah, well.
I mean, if we made ejector seats legal right now for your car, you know, bye. Yeah, right. The little woman might be a little... Boom. See ya.
Parachute out the back.
Right?
So, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even giving a parachute, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, man.
But, you know, think about it. You know, I mean, if something like that, you're harming somebody else through that, you know, and everybody's like, well, you know, I wouldn't harm somebody. Well, I know you wouldn't harm somebody, but somebody else might harm somebody.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. It's one of those things. It's such a torn subject, no matter how you approach that, you know. But, I mean, the federal government, all they've done so far is requested and made a law to remove from the public 3D printing sphere the plans to build these guns. So you can't build a sniper rifle out of parts from a 3D printer. So I think that's fairly moderate, you know, for them to do so.
And there's always going to be...
Somebody's going to go buy a 3D printer, and somebody's going to build them, and, you know... The question comes down to, are they going to go after that person or not? You know, and I don't know.
Time will tell.
They should.
So, anyway, what else you got?
Well, we got Around the Tech. We got JJ's Free App of the Week. I've got new Apple Decryption gets, you know, if you need the Apple Decryption thing, that is such a weird topic, too.
You know, I have not read that.
Oh, it's such a hard topic, too. We got about 5 minutes. You want to do Free App of the Week first, or you want me to do Around the Tech? That'll take us to break.
Oh, we usually do it on the flip side. Normally.
Well, yeah, but doesn't matter.
Give us a call, please.
Yeah, give us a call. Get your questions online.
Right.
Talk about what we're talking about. I don't care if you have a difference of opinion. Come on.
Let's talk about Oscars webpage.
Oh, about the upcoming Oscar page, yes.
If people go on to our Tech Talk Live webpage on Facebook. And check out, there's some photos on there now. Thank you, Flipper.
You're welcome.
And Oscar Says is coming to Tech Talk Live, and we need your help deciding what picture to choose.
Yes.
Right? There's three to choose from?
There's 3 to choose from. The one on the left, one on the middle, and one on the right. So basically, I think the idea behind this, Frank, a good friend of mine, Frank, decided to say that you guys need Oscar on there all the time because he's always visiting you guys during the show.
He is our mascot.
Yes.
Right.
Lately, he's been a very good kitty, too.
Well,
I haven't seen him.
He's pretty distracted right now.
Yeah, he came over for a minute, and that was it.
Right.
And everybody's like, oh, that's so funny. You know, he gets in your way. He does this. He does that. So Frank's like, you need an Oscar Says page, and Oscar can give tech tips.
Oh, there you go.
So it's going to be Oscar Says, and he's going to be writing tech tips on Tech Talk Live's webpage, ttlny.com. So you can share those tech tips and
or
share
he may
Oscar.
just interject on certain topics.
Yeah, you never know, right?
Just pop in there like he does live on our studio.
Well, I caught him on the keyboard last night.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he was sitting there typing away, and I'm like, what the heck are you typing? Now, granted, it was all meow, 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 but it was,
Right.
I think he was trying to chat with some hot little number across the street.
The little kitty across the street.
Yes.
Right now, looking at the online poll so far, it looks like everyone's going for the picture on the right so far. So
Well, I think that's probably because of the way the lighting is, because from a photographic standpoint, when you're looking at the
from
picture,
the digital Babel tech.
Right. So, coming in, the light coming in from the side, and then I took out the background and made a nice background. It almost looks like a portrait, like you would see on like PC Magazine or somebody writing an article. So that might be his little portrait when he does his little stuff.
Maybe we can give him some action photos as well.
We'll have to. I'll show you some of the ones I got so far, but
Awesome.
they're not that great.
They're not?
No, they're not.
Oh, come on.
They're not.
Anywho.
You know what they really need to come up with?
What's that?
They really need to come up with some better technology on how to treat allergies, because I'm just dying this last 3 weeks.
Right?
Holy cow. We only got like 3 or 4 maple trees out here, but they have just been pollinating like you wouldn't believe.
Pollen's crazy.
It is. I mean, it's like an inch thick on my driveway.
I've got like a red car I come out with, in the morning, it's yellow. It's like
Yeah.
greenish red.
I think Mother Nature is trying to get rid of us.
Oh, you should see Mimi's car with her white car.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
It's like neon yellow going down the road.
Yeah. Wow. That is weird. So, all right. So after the break, we're going to talk about 2 other things, and then we have Round the Tech with me for 60 seconds. Then JJ's free app of the week. The 2 topics are new bill tackles app privacy and security. Basically, there was some people proposing new legislation to protect people's privacy.
Okay.
By app creators, so the app creators don't violate your privacy just because you use their app. And then a big article this week, which was kind of interesting to me at least, was Apple has this whole encryption decryption thing working for the iPad, the iPhone, all the different iDevices.
Right.
But it's set up in such a way that it's very undecryptable, or it's not very decryptable.
Law enforcement's going crazy about it.
Yes, they can't track the people that they need to track because they can't decrypt the messages that people are sending on the iPhone.
Correct.
So you only used to have this problem back in the day when encryption was young, and all of a sudden Apple took it to the next step, and then Apple's not being very helpful and not very.
I think they're being what's the word I'm looking for?
Cooperative.
Not cooperative with its clientele. They're
supporting their clientele, but more than they're supporting the law enforcement.
Correct. I'm not sure if that's right.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the word
Terminology or the right
I don't
phrasing.
know. I don't know what the right word, but yeah, okay. So they're protecting their clientele more than they're allowing for law enforcement to do their job.
They're protecting the privacy of their consumer, pretty much.
Right. Well, that's a good debatable topic too.
Right.
So why don't we do that after the break too?
All right.
So you've been listening to Tech Talk Live. I'm Flipper.
And I'm JJ.
And of course, we're on every Saturday morning, 11 to 12, here on FingerLakes1.tv. And we'll be right back after these brief messages.
See ya.
babble colorful commentary on your digital photography. It's a show about critiques, guests, techniques, and reviews. Broadcast on FingerLakes1.tv every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Live demonstrations for photo editing and techniques. Reviews on all sorts of camera equipment and software. Find us on FingerLakes1.com and on Facebook. Tune into the digital babble with your host, Flipper.
Vicky's PC Repair, 585-489-5055. Did your PC go kablooey? Maybe your laptop is screwy. Then call Vicky's PC Repair, 585-489-5055. Need some computer training? Maybe your computer is old and failing. Then call Vicky's PC Repair, 585-489-5055. Ready to hammer your hard drive? Tech support got you waiting for days. Virus and worms and malware, oh my. Then call Vicky's PC Repair, 585-489-5055. Tell her Flipper sent you. Vicky's PC Repair, 585-489-5055.
Whiteboard Studios. You have something important to communicate, new products and ideas that could change the world. But how effective is a website if people don't get it within seconds? Bring your ideas to life with videos like the one you're watching. Just tell us what you want to communicate, and we'll come up with a video that will captivate your audience. And we do it a lot faster. It doesn't take months. And we do it a lot cheaper too. Try Board Studios today and see for yourself.
It's Tech Talk Live's product reviews. Are you looking for a great wireless optical mouse for your laptop, desktop, or gaming system? The Logitech M305 fits the bill. Go check it out at tiny.cc/TTLM001. The Acer Aspire V3771 is a great laptop. It comes with an Intel i3 processor, 6GB of RAM, 750GB hard drive, 17-inch screen, and Windows 8. Comes in at a great price point. Go check it out at tiny.cc/TTLA001. This has been a Tech Talk Live product review. And we're back with Tech Talk Live.
Yeah, baby.
And Oscar's here with us.
Oscar's visiting.
Yes, he finally came over to visit.
Hi, some Oscar time.
There's Oscar.
Oscar says
that you should always clean your keyboard without trying to, I don't know, use any harsh cleaners.
Right.
I don't know.
Get that cat hair out of there.
Actually, you know, one of the worst things for computers is cat hair.
Yeah.
Because it's so fine, it actually will get in almost everywhere. So, like, you can clog your fan up, you can clog your
hard drive up.
Yeah, maybe, right? Your hard drive becomes awful fuzzy. You need to give it a shave.
Nice.
What was I going to say? Oh, the CD-ROM drive. I've actually worked on a couple CD-ROM drives where cat hair had gotten into the spindle and wrapped around the spindle that spins the CD drive and has seized it. So you just have to replace the CD drive.
Wow.
But it sucks for repairs because, you got to replace something that you really shouldn't have to replace. You know? So are you ready to do?
In a minute.
Fine, then I'm going to do Around the Tech.
You are?
Yeah.
All right.
What?
Either way, just need a little, clear my throat there a little bit.
Okay, well, do you want me to do Around the Tech or not?
All right, let's do the free app of the week. Why not?
Mr. Andrew says on the chat, he says, Oscar says, always go after the mouse.
Hey, there you go.
Great tip from Oscar. There you go. We'll have to remember that for the next time. So which one? You?
Yeah, let's do the free app of the week. Why not?
All right, here we go. It's all you, brother. Now it's time for JJ's free app of the week. There you go.
There you go. Gotta love it. Free app of the week brought to you today by the Apple Store. It is Asphalt 7. Asphalt 7 Heat, actually. Burn up the street, the fastest, most visually stunning edition of Asphalt series. First class lineup. You drive more than 60 different cars. The world's most prestigious manufacturers like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, includes legendary DeLorean.
Oh!
Yeah. You can race across the globe, gear up to race on 15 tracks set in real cities. New tracks are Hawaii, Paris, London, Miami, and Rio. They actually got multiplayer mode. Take up to 5 friends locally or online. Find online opponents with the matchmaking system, file player stats, and asphalt tracker. Challenge rivals and show off your achievements. Play worldwide and special events as well. Your way or the highway. Play however you want. 6 different game modes, 15 leagues, and 150 different races. And it's got some of the best cutting edge graphics.
Nice.
There. So, get your free app of the week. It's Asphalt 7 Heat. That was like perfect timing.
Wasn't it? I like that.
Nice.
That's great. Good job, JJ.
So
that was great.
And we'll put that up there on our webpage and on Tech Talk Live.
Yes. We got to get Facebook
page, yes. Wow.
So, anyway, you're listening to Tech Talk Live. If you want to give us a call and get in on the conversation, it's
315-220-0692.
Or give us a call. Give us an email at techtalklive@ny@gmail.com or go check out our new website at ttlny.com.
Right. Send us a question, please.
Yeah, we love questions. That's the whole point of this. Oh, look, Oscar's getting into it. He's going to go up behind you, I think.
Hi, buddy.
Hey. Hi, JJ.
Oscar says, I want to hear.
I've missed you for weeks.
Yes, it's been 2 weeks, hasn't it? Took a week off. Well,
gotta go check out whatever the noise was.
Right.
He's a good kitty.
He is. He's a good mascot. Anyway, so what are we going to do next? Around the Tech in 60 seconds?
You want to do that, or you want to go into one of the other articles and do Around the Tech? I don't care.
Go into one of the articles. We could do that.
All right. So, article recently this week was need for Apple's decryption expertise get in line because they're not really helping too much, I guess. If you need something from Apple, you best wait your turn. Even Oprah couldn't even get early access to her iPad. It appears that a government badge also won't speed up your chances. I believe it was CNET that published one of the articles about the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, or the ATF, tried for months to get Apple to help decrypt an iPhone 4S that had been seized as part of a drug and gun-related bust.
Nice.
Basically, it seems Apple gets quite a few requests from law enforcement to help in unlocking iPhones, and agents were told to simply get in line.
Wow. It takes a little bit of cojones.
Yeah, it does. Apple does have some cojones.
Right?
I don't know why, but they do. The whole article basically comes down to the question of where's the handshake between the business and the customer and the business and law enforcement.
Right to privacy.
Well, right to privacy is only to a certain degree. If you're committing crimes, you have no privacy.
You sure?
Why would you?
A lot of criminals have more rights than
Okay, well,
right.
well, if you have that opinion, okay, fine. I guess you can go that way. But I'm going to put it this way.
Okay.
How would you propose that law enforcement catch criminals? I mean, if they're going to use this type of technology that's going to encrypt their messages, they seize a phone from a criminal that they arrested or a suspect, and they need to see their phone. And Apple's just kind of putting everybody in line. Yeah, we don't have the resources to do it because we're so focused on the other side here instead of this. And months and months and months and months, this criminal either walks free or gets stuck behind bars. I mean, either way is bad.
Maybe it's because they don't want that technology to get out there. Maybe so somebody can duplicate it. Maybe law enforcement needs to come up with their own technology way in order to break that code.
Well, the funny thing is that, it probably is already breakable.
I love playing devil's advocate here. So.
I know you do. I guess it would come, it depends on what side of the fence you go on. I mean, if you're a normal everyday citizen that just wants to do stuff, okay, you have a right to privacy. I mean,
right.
I have no problem with that. They shouldn't be sifting through your private emails and so on and so forth. Now, if you are a gun dealer or a drug dealer or a,
right.
something that you're doing something illegal that is against the current laws that are on the books, okay? Where is that handshake? Like I said, I don't know how else to put this. Where does the right to privacy stop and the right of society to monitor and maintain a peaceful society? I think that's a very tough question because for a lot of people, it shifts. A lot of people will shift it. Well, it's okay here, but it's not okay here. And it's really a fine line. I personally think that every business that comes up with any type of messaging system has a obligation to society, especially law enforcement. If you've got somebody in custody that you can't, you've already made the arrest, you've already made the case, but now you have to decrypt their phone. There should be no reason why Apple should even put these people in a line and almost, I think one of the things was that one of the cases almost were thrown out because the police, by the time Apple got to decrypting this phone, the statute of limitations had expired.
Nice.
So
I know
it just makes no sense to sit here and go, well, but of course, the whole Apple world.
Okay, so they get a warrant to decrypt that phone.
Get in line. That's what it says. Get in line.
But now, what about if the phone's password protected or if it's...
Well, password protected is, you can hack that.
Can you hack that? What about...
the law enforcement could probably do it by themselves. The question comes down to is the encryption piece. Right now, you can't...
Okay, so I got one of these where you have to do a pattern on the screen. You think that's
just password protected. The problem being is once you get in there, if somebody makes a message private, that you have to put in a hash key or a long password.
Right.
They can't just go grab information. They can't grab it and decrypt it. It's destroyed. Or well, I don't want to say it's destroyed, but it's totally unreadable if they go grab it via the Apple device.
Right.
Per se, which is wonderful in protecting the average user if they lose their phone or if they have some problem there,
or if it gets run over by a bus or something, or
yeah, and somebody takes it and thinks that they're going to try to get a new phone out of it.
Right, exactly.
That was funny.
Take some memory cards out of it.
Mimi, we love you.
And you're due for a new phone next week, so you're good.
I love that. That's so funny. For anybody who's just recently tuning in to say this is Tech Talk Live, I'm Flipper.
And I'm JJ.
And we were just talking about Mimi and her little phone mishaps that she had a few weeks ago. That's JJ's wife. And she's wonderful. And she happened to drop her phone out in the parking lot. It got ran over. Somebody picked it up, thought, hey, I got a new phone. Took it.
I'm glad she's got a good sense of humor. So
yes.
Now, I've been in trouble a long time ago.
I think the really big thing with any of these businesses it was just like PGP back in the day. they were harboring terrorists. You know, terrorists were using PGP to send encrypted messages back and forth between countries because they didn't abide by, you know, any type of federal regulation to say that, you know, we'll decrypt messages for you or anything like that. You know, I don't think it's so much anonymous that we're worrying about anymore because we already know that they're going to go make their own stuff.
Right.
You know, they have the brains and the knowledge to make their own type of encryption protocols that nobody's going to hack or doesn't have the knowledge of how to hack it yet. So I don't think it's really geared towards that. I really think it's geared towards catching the violent criminals. Like saying if somebody, you know, it's just like the thought process of somebody goes out and shoots up a convenience store, robs them blind,
Right.
then posts it on Facebook through their iPhone.
Well, that was kind of stupid if they do.
Well, or post something that hints to that, okay? Or maybe the iPhone has all the data of where that person was throughout the day.
Right, because the GPS location
Right.
on it.
So now the question comes down to the Apple is why are you pushing people into lines here when this is a viable, reasonable request by any stretch of the imagination?
So are they going to get my GPS that's in my car as well? Are they going to seize that to see if
if
I had that?
If you were a suspect, yes, I would.
If I was using that.
If you had the GPS in your car, I could see why law enforcement would probably grab that.
So,
But the question,
same thing as your phone, though, right?
Right? Same thought process.
They would have to get a warrant.
I would say so. Yeah, you would probably have to.
So-
Yeah.
So you're not really. What I would say, you're really not that stealth for using modern technology to commit crimes, really.
Well, let me put it this way.
Leave your damn phone at home.
Right. Yeah, right. Start enabling everybody. Good job, JJ. No, but, you know, think about it. I mean, really, if you use any type of modern technology to commit a crime or, you're whatever.
You're going to get caught.
You're going to get caught. I mean,
pretty much.
Look at the bombers out in Boston, okay? They weren't using any type of technology.
No.
Okay? But the technology that was used in the area ended up catching them.
Correct.
You know? And that by itself is just an amazing feat of
And the best part,
lack of privacy that we have in this society.
oh, and the best part is when they took that guy's car, he left his smartphone inside of it
And tracked it.
and used the GPS to track him. Right? How dumb was that?
Well, he might not have known he threw it back in his car.
Well, right.
But that was smart of that guy to go,
Exactly. Say, hey,
make sure it's on, throw it in the car. Thank you. Have a nice time. Take the car.
yeah, you have it. See ya.
Have
Bye.
fun. Yeah, I don't want
Right.
it. I mean, yeah, really. Bubby, use prepaid phones. Oh, Bubby's got a comment. Hang on. Use prepaid phones and an older car with no computers. You can't get busted as fast. Thanks, Bubby.
Gotta love it.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. I guess I'm not trying to say. I'm definitely not trying to play like the Empire. We need to have a thumb on everybody, but I'm definitely an advocate for privacy. I don't want my personal messages as like, "Hey, honey, I love you," just out there for anybody to any Joe Blow to
do
go
that
say.
again.
I think. But at the same time, it's just like you could claim the same thing of privacy for somebody sending mail to another person to coordinate a bank robbery.
Right.
What would be the difference? Because it's technology, all of a sudden we need to be concerned with privacy at that point? Wait a minute. No, if you sent that mail or that letter through the postal service to coordinate a bank job and you and this other person went and did this bank job, they're going to confiscate that mail. It's the same thought process. I don't understand why when we start talking technology, we try to harbor the privacy of the individual to a fault almost. I mean, I have no problem with maintaining privacy for you. You shouldn't have your privacy violated just because.
I'm trying to see where you're going with this.
I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going with this too. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I find it very weird that in real life, when we talk about we do things in real life, we go and we beat the snot out of somebody because we had an altercation with them. What happens? We get arrested, we go through the whole process, the due process. Right? Okay, now we add the technological standpoint. I'm precipitating this through Facebook. I'm telling this person he's an asshole, da 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 da. And then he comes back and hits me, or we end up in
Right.
an altercation, or whatever the case may be.
Are they looking for more secure, better evidence to prove the crime actually committed? Is
well,
that what
the
they're
funny-
getting the information of the technology? Are they just not regular going out there and doing, hitting the streets and getting the information like they should be?
Well, I mean, the problem is that hitting the streets now is part of that. Part of the hitting the streets is now collecting emails and collecting your phone and phone logs and where you've called and who you have contacts with. And
Right.
I mean, one of the big terrorist things that happened a few weeks ago, I was out in the Midwest, and I can't remember the whole details of it right off the top of my head, but they went and confiscated phones and computers and found out that this was a precipitated attack that was planned for years. They were just trying to figure all the pieces out and keep it going,
Right.
and it was all sent through encrypted channels. So, I don't know. I'm privacy is wonderful for the typical everyday average Joe. I'm fine with that. But the minute you commit a crime, or the minute
You're just going to have to keep on buying new device, and throw them away. Send one message.
well,
throw
that
away,
would be
buy
like
something else.
Bubby's thought process. Yeah,
Yeah.
buy prepaid phones and throw them away after a while.
Get a new number and redo it again. They'll have to track you. Right?
Right.
Get a new iPad, throw it away. Buy a new iPad, throw it
But
away.
I guess I'm just saying. I guess what my problem is it seems like when we talk about committing a crime in real life, everybody understands that without any problem. When we talk about the invisible war, which is technology, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you can't tap into my stuff. You can't. No. Well, it's already happening. We just don't realize it. That
Right.
our privacy has been gone for years. The question comes down to is we still have this weird sense of privacy. It's like businesses that have modified their policies and procedures so that they can search emails, and you got an employee that's doing something wrong, they can go confiscate your emails. Well, how's that right? That I have a right to privacy. We have a sense of privacy, I suppose, but you have no right to privacy in that. The company owns the work that you do, which that email is part of the work that you do. End of story. I mean, there's nothing else there. There's no sense of privacy or right to privacy there.
Right?
So I guess the same thought process has to work for your private phone to a certain degree as well. I mean, if you're setting up drug deals and you get caught and then they want Apple to decrypt a phone, Apple should be more than willing to put put a division together to go help these law enforcement people collect the data.
Apple's Law Enforcement Division.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, let's go.
I do it. Yeah.
We're there.
We're there.
Some
All right,
idea.
so we got to do round the tech in 60 seconds, then we got one more
can.
article? All
We
right,
can.
let me do that.
Actually.
Hey! Now time for round the tech in 60 seconds. Whoops, I'm not ready. All right, I better get ready to go here. 1, 2, 3. Applicants from around the globe for the Mars mission. Nearly 80,000 people have applied to become Mars colonists in the 2 weeks since Mars One opened up the application period for its astronaut selection program. The Dutch nonprofit had posted this on their website this last week. Bank hack results in a stunning $45 million ATM heist. U.S. officials have indicated 8 individuals for massive cyber attack that allows for coordinated ATM heists that landed criminals approximately $45 million in cash. Dangerous Android apps this week. Security Watch is partnering with a handful of security companies who regularly scan and monitor apps to identify a handful of malicious apps that were found on Google Play. Government seeks to eliminate 3D printing guns. In an effort to make it impossible to print your own weapon for 3D printing, the feds require 3D printers to eliminate plans and files that could be used to build your own gun. YouTube officially launches paid channels. You're going to have to pay for channels now if you want to watch some YouTube stuff. Obama wants more open government data for entrepreneurs. He wants the Open Data Initiative so that businesses and government can share data regularly. Speed up your PC performance by replacing Microsoft's built-in antivirus, because evidently it's bulky. And Ouya delays, if you remember the game system Ouya, delays its launch, nabs $15 million in more funding.
Nice.
I was a little late on that. A little 60 seconds is... I gotta cut it down by 2 articles.
2 articles. You would have had it.
Yep.
That Obama one. Does it sound like interoperable communications? Is that
Yeah.
what the whole idea
Yeah,
is there, or what?
Well, the whole Obama thing, wants more open government data for entrepreneurs, and basically it was an executive order that came down that they wanted to make government data, government collected data, more readily available to entrepreneurs for creating or looking for new innovative solutions. And that's what the statement was. I think that's a great idea. It should have been that way to begin with. Really, it would have been. I think it's a great idea because we all want transparency and open government. Okay, right. I think we've all claimed that.
Pretty much.
I think what they're trying to do is figure out a way to do that safely so that they're not putting
sneeze.
What?
I'm gonna sneeze here.
Okay, well, sneeze, but turn your head.
Right.
Don't do it into the mic like I did earlier. But I really think that's an initiative. I mean, we could get more on that next week, but I think it's really more of an initiative to try to make government and entrepreneurs, government and business more handshake friendly here in the United States, trying to pull that business back to the United States, trying to stop the outsourcing, the overseas spending, that sort of stuff. Kind of, okay, well, listen, the government needs this. Who wants to develop it? Here's some ideas that we need to develop. Somebody develop it here in the country.
And that's probably future technology, right?
It's possible. Yes. Andrew asks, what are your thoughts on the YouTube paid service? Well, if I was popular enough and I was making enough money where I could have a paid service, sure, I wouldn't mind. But who would want to pay for Tech Talk Live, to watch it?
I would.
Well, okay,
I
fine.
would double down probably.
Double down?
Yeah.
I think
dollar bills all day, man.
I think the question comes down to is what they're going to do for the paid service channels. What is it? What is it going to be?
Right.
If it's going to be premium content, like maybe you go to a channel that is something impressive. I don't know. I mean, I don't really watch too much TV anymore, so maybe Jersey Shore is on a YouTube channel and all their episodes are on that YouTube channel, and you got to pay to subscribe to that channel. Okay, fine. If you're a Jersey Shore fan and you want to pay a couple bucks to get their entire website or YouTube channel, $1.99
per episode or something.
No,
I bet you
that is ridiculously expensive.
I bet you.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the Amazon thought process of $1.99 an episode for Grey's Anatomy or something like that. I think that's ridiculous because by the end of the day,
they're getting that for songs.
That's ridiculous too. It should only be maybe 35, 50 cents because if you figure out if you go buy that CD off the shelf that's manufactured and printed, you're paying $12.99 or $15.99,
$10.99,
whatever, somewhere in that range, right? You divide that by 15 songs, what do you come out to?
Buck a piece,
right?
Right.
99 cents tops is and it should be cheaper because it's electronic distribution.
There's more technology involved in making a show, though. Look what we have to do.
Well, I know what we got to do. Yeah, but I'm okay with doing it for free if people would sponsor us.
Oh, yeah. Sponsor us. Let us know. Give us a call. 315-220-0692.
Or check us out at our new website, ttlny.com.
Which we got to look at that Finger Lakes link. It's still not working.
Still
not working.
All right. Jimmy, the link's still not working.
Hey,
look, I didn't click.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
For the last 5 minutes.
Let's see this mug.
I do. I like your mug. Of course, Andrew comes back with it. It probably will depend on the content. Of course, it'll depend on the content. What type of content? And that's one of the things that really bothers me about like people like us or, some upcoming people that are like making actual films and stuff.
Right.
There's such an unsettling difference between content creators. You got somebody who's making a halfway decent show. I think we do all right. And I'm tooting my own horn, but I think we do all right. Sometimes we're really entertaining. Sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're
just laid back like today.
Yeah. Well, earlier today we were laid back. To now, you got me fired up. Let's go.
We're there.
But it depends on where you're sitting on that whole proverbial scale.
Right.
I know people that are producing some of the stupidest things I've ever seen, and that's my opinion. It's stupid, but
so what's going on with YouTube then? If they're going to start charging, are they not getting the sponsorships that they used to?
Probably
paying the rights out to the people who've gotten 100,000 likes on their.
Basically, it's a partnership between YouTube and content creators to provide funding sources so that they continue to create that content.
Right. Exactly. So they're not getting the sponsorships like they probably used to, the advertisements.
Probably because they priced themselves out of house and home, just like Facebook has.
That's what I'm thinking.
And I think that's one of the things that we're missing here is seeing the opposite side of the fence with a lot of these things. You look at how much you pay for content. Okay.
So are you trying to say that YouTube needs to, draw back a little bit on things, or?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with them to do what they're doing, but I mean, let's put a price point at that makes sense. I would rather, if I was my decision, I would totally rather give somebody a $5 a year subscription to every episode of Tech Talk, okay, or make it Jersey Shore, okay, $5 a year gives you
$5 an episode. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Jersey Shore. Come on.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I would agree there.
Next time if I ever see that one, who is it? Nikki, not Nikki. Kiki. God, what is her name off that show?
Snooki?
Snooki. Oh my dear God, I can't stand her. I don't know what it is about her voice. I can't take it.
Me either.
It's just ridiculous.
Anywho.
Andrew says free isn't going to be free forever. Well, as long as we're doing this show, Tech Talk will be free to the listeners.
There you go.
But,
But it would be nice to have some sponsorship.
It would be nice to have some sponsorships or donations, I mean, it does cost something. It costs our time to go get the news, to put the plates together, and so on and so forth. It's amazing to see how much work it actually has to go into it, But at the same time, how do you get paid for it?
Right.
The old days, you could get somebody to sponsor for $10 a show just to put their, hey, this week's show was brought to you by Apple iStore, But now everybody who's selling something wants it for free, and everybody who's creating content wants to get something out of it.
Right, exactly.
And unless you're some really out there, perfect example, Mike Savage, go look him up. He's way so, what is it, left, right, whatever, right, conservative. He's so conservative, he's almost left again.
Wow, that's pretty far.
That's pretty far, yes. But he's so radical. It's just like the Howard Stern sensation. The more remarkable you can be, the more polarized you can make your audience, the faster or the more popular you become, and it becomes a popularity contest instead of a content contest.
Right.
I've watched people publish some of the things that are so false, but people will watch it. I watched a YouTube video the other day that has no merit, no factual merit whatsoever.
Just out there,
and has 1.5 million likes.
Wow.
You got a show like this, and we're barely getting 16 likes a week.
We need to do something different.
Well, what do you want to do? Well, I can get a stripper pole.
Maybe we can come up with more BS.
Yeah, okay. I'd rather be somewhat truthful.
Like everybody else out there.
I'd rather be somewhat truthful.
Anyway, what do you think? 11:58.
Well, we had the other article, but we can throw that out. That's fine.
It's up to you.
Okay, well, real quick.
You got 2 minutes, really?
Representative Hank Johnson this week proposed a new legislation intended to increase consumer privacy on mobile devices. Dubbed the Application Privacy and Protection and Security, or APPS Act of 2013, the law would require app developers to provide privacy policies, get consent from users before collecting data, and then securely maintaining that information. So as they collect information, they have to have privacy policy so you understand what the app does from start to finish.
Right.
And then once they collect data from that app, they have to securely maintain it so hackers and other people can't get to it. So like that GPS thought process, those little apps in the background that are tracking where you're going.
Right.
It would force Google and some of these other app developers to abide by some type of...
Go to your settings and turn it off.
There's things that you can't... Well, you could delete the program, but if the program's in there and it's running...
On the iPhone, you could just turn it off and only let the emergency services follow you. That's it. You can.
The Apple iOS is still tracking you. Whether it says it is or it isn't, it's still
I'm sure
there.
the phone is still tracking you, correct?
The data is still there. So
if you don't want all these apps to follow you, just turn it off.
Well, right. If you want to, right. I suppose you could turn off sharing that GPS data with an app.
Correct.
You could turn that piece off so the app doesn't have it. But still, the data is being collected. So now it's going to force Apple to make a good privacy policy and maintain security on that phone so that you aren't losing your
private. It's going to encrypt it even more, and law enforcement
probably
have a fit.
Probably, right?
So back to the other topic.
Well, this is one big circle show, I say.
It is.
Jeez.
Anyhow.
Andrew would like us to start rapping.
Rapping?
Yeah.
Not just kidding. I tried. Wiki, 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 wiki.
Oh my God! Are you ready to go?
Hey, ask us to rap. Come on.
No, I can't think of any words.
They ask, we provide.
Right. I could probably
That's what the show's about, right?
Do you think you can rap better than I can?
Probably not.
He can sing, though. Mimi goes, he can sing, though.
She likes when I sing it to her.
Oh, Bobby says, please stop. That's funny. You guys are funny out there in IT land. So.
Gotta love it.
Anyhow.
Anyway, you've been watching Tech Talk Live.
Watching and listening to Tech Talk Live.
Correct. With your host.
I'm Flipper.
And I'm JJ.
And we're on every Saturday morning, 11 to 12. Go check out our website at ttlny.com. We got a new page coming up. Oscar Says. It's going to be tips from Oscar, our cat.
Yes, go vote for on the photo.
Right?
Facebook
Absolutely.
page.
You know, and we're on every Saturday morning, 11 to 12. Computer Talk Show, your talk show. Give us a call. Get on the conversation.
And we'll see you later.
We're out here.
You've been listening to your technology talk show. Tune in next time to Tech Talk Live.